right, welcome back to the channel. What we got going on today will be chest and biceps. So all of the warm-up stuff, working sets, warm-up sets will be playing right after this. But just wanted to come on here and say that I recently got a code for Gorilla Mind. I have said in previous videos that I don't believe in free advertising, and I also don't believe in being a sellout. And I would never promote anything that I wouldn't actually use. But Gorilla Mind, I mean, I've got their pre-workout like right here. I mean, it's good stuff. It's genuinely good stuff. And I'm a huge fan of the brand. I'm a huge fan of the people who work for the brand and the owner. So I am a genuine user and fan of the product that I am promoting. So my code will be like right there, and it's going to be in the link in the bio. So run the code up, just click on it, do anything you want with it. The Black Friday sale is going on. It's their biggest sale of the year, and it's really good. So huge fan of the brand, really excited to be working with them, and that I actually have a code with a company that I am a fan of. I've had plenty of companies reach out to me, but I will say this to everybody: don't just go for any brand that reaches out to you. Actually wait for the one that you are a huge fan of and will genuinely use, because that's going to be easier to promote, easier to sell, all that good stuff. But that's enough talking. I appreciate you guys. We're moving up, we're hitting our goals, so I just appreciate all the support we've been getting. All right, so what we'll run today is chest and biceps. Currently getting the rotations out of the way, and then we're gonna go get started with the pec deck. So that's what you guys will see next. Well, I'll show a little bit of the rotations probably. I normally start any kind of chest day or shoulder day with a little bit of rotations. Kind of loosen up my shoulders a little bit, loosen up my chest, upper back, all of that, because I like to warm up my shoulders a good little bit before I do any kind of movement involving them, just because a shoulder injury will put me out of commission for a while, and that's just not ideal. Main mover, your entire upper body, so I'm trying to protect these things as much as I possibly can. And then pec deck, incline press. They don't have a good flat chest press machine, so we're gonna have to find something of similar value, but we'll figure it out. To be fair, if I'm doing like a pec deck movement and then a pressing movement, I don't really need to do both, but it's just kind of what I like to do. So I'll just do 2 working sets of the pec deck, and I'll do 2 working sets of the flat chest press machine. That's just 4 working sets in total, so it's not that big of a deal to me. But we'll figure it out, we'll play it by ear. Anyway though, let's get some rotations out of the way. It's just a resistance band, so do a little bit of this, a little bit of these, and then that's it. If you guys follow me on TikTok, Instagram, or you guys keep up my YouTube community, you guys saw that I got a code for Gorilla Mind, which is pretty cool. So that is one of the brands that I've been trying to get some kind of a code to and promote their stuff and actually get something in return for it. I'm not a fan of free advertising, so if I'm going to promote a product, I'd like to at least have like a code to attempt to get something in return. So that's what we got, and that's pretty cool. Super happy about that. See, I reached out to them first, and then they rejected me, and then I tried it again a couple months later, and then this time they approved it. So that's always nice. But anyway, the code will be like right there, so run it up, and that is actually is a pre-workout that we've been using. A little bit of Gorilla Mind. I mean, just like their base model or something. I'm gonna go out and get their non-stem, just because I prefer a non-stem over like a normal pre-workout anyway, just because I'm so stinking sensitive to caffeine. I take it at like 3 p.m. and I'm up all night. So I'll normally opt for like a non-stem anyway, but huge fan of their stuff. Don't be a sellout. If you don't use their stuff, don't promote it. The money isn't that big of a deal. A little bit of this, and then a little bit of that. Just a little bit more rotator cuff stuff. Try to get as much fluid in there as possible. Loosen it up before we get into any kind of heavy pressing. I haven't used the dumbbells here in a really long time. And the thing about it is that dumbbells from place to place feel a little bit different, so I don't know if these are going to feel heavier or lighter than the ones over there at Iron HQ. But we started the year off here, so we're going to finish the year off here. Ugh. But today we'll incline dumbbell press. All right, I've got 2 pec decks here, and they're actually pretty heavy pec decks too. I mean, they're hammer strength ones. Well, Life Fitness, but it looks like a hammer strength machine, but huge fan of these. It's an older one, so it's got a lot more weight to it. It goes like 300 pounds. Anyway, do a little bit of single arm, and then we'll do both arm, and then we're gonna go upstairs and do some dumbbells. Not even really working sets here, just kind of like stimulating sets so we can get straight into like both arm pec deck. Let's do 2 working sets there, but we raised the weight a little bit from that last one. Just kind of get the swing of things. But whew. All right, we're gonna get the feeler set, warm-up sets in for the both arm pec deck. All right, second working set. Yep. And we're gonna get one more set right there. I'm gonna go upstairs and get the warm up and working sets in for incline dumbbell. That's feel pretty good. Pump's already really good. Feel a little bit more on my left side than my right side, but that's just kind of normal. I might do a little bit more single arm, just so I had like an equal feeling, but I'm just very unbalanced as it is. So I try to do as much unilateral movements as I can. That's why I stick to dumbbell over like a barbell or Smith machine or anything like that. But I guess in theory, if I really did want to do everything unilateral, I should only do these single arm or maybe do like a cable fly or something. But these are just very stable, so I enjoy the movement. We're getting the feeler sets in for incline dumbbell. Hopefully we'll work up to 100s, 105s, do that for a couple of reps. Then we're gonna go back downstairs and find some kind of flat press movement to do. All right, so we got the first working set done. We're gonna go up and weight a little bit. I wanna keep these in a heavier rep range, so like 6 to 10 probably. If we need to, we'll do a back off set. I'm still kind of debating on what I'm gonna do after this. It's gonna be some kind of press or might be a little bit more incline work, I'm not sure. Don't have too much pressing machines here. man. All right, the weight's not moving as well as it was last week, but also different bench, different dumbbells, so it takes a little bit of adjusting too. Could be a food thing, could be a sleep thing, who knows? One of those days. I'd be almost tempted to kind of deload a little bit off of incline dumbbell, maybe get back in incline Smith, but then again, I like the unilateral aspect of an incline dumbbell, the single arm movement. We're just not progressing as well as I'd like to with it. So we might go back to incline Smith for a little bit, see what we can do there. All right, today's just one of those days where incline dumbbell felt like absolute garbage. So we'll probably deload off of it for a little bit. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna do, but it did not feel good today, not at all. Whew. Anyway, we got the hammer strength incline machine right here, which we'll do for a little bit. And I guess they do have a flat chest press machine right here, but the thing about this one, at the bottom it's like stupid heavy, and at the top you just kind of lose everything. So more like a free weight press, but I want a kind of more stable machine press. And to be fair, the hammer strength incline isn't the greatest either, because at the top of it, triceps are going to take over, so we're just going to kind of stop midway. I guess they do have kind of a hammer strength medial press right here, but I don't like this one either. But I'm just incredibly picky with when I'm working out. So we'll shut up and actually get some work done. Not the greatest workout, but that's okay. Not every workout's gonna be 100%, but you can give 100% effort. So, but whatever your body decides to do, it just kind of depends on the day, you know? So I'm not too worried about it, you know, still taking everything to failure, so still getting a stimulus. Anyway though, let's talk about social media for a little bit. Got a girl of mine code, so super happy about that. Said in the beginning, reached out to them the first time a couple months ago, they said no, and then reached out to them again, and then they said yes, forgive me a code. And I said also that I don't believe in free advertising, and I do use their stuff. I'm not a sellout. That's what a lot of people do whenever they're starting in social media and stuff. They kind of just hop on any kind of brand that reaches out to them. Doesn't matter if they use their stuff or not, they just kind of want that quick money. And it's not quick money. In reality, if you're gonna make a commission off the code, you kind of gotta hustle for it a little bit, have a following, or be really good at marketing, something like that. But it's really easy to do something like that and sell something like that if you actually enjoy the product that you're using, which that's how I feel about the supplement I'm with right now, because I actually do use their products. And I'm a huge fan of their brand, the idea behind it, the people who work with them, and the creator. Because if anybody else reaches out, I've had plenty of supplement companies and close companies reach out to me, but I'm not a sellout, and I'm not going to promote something that I don't use myself. So if you want to sell something and you want to actually like make that commission, you got to actually enjoy what you're selling, be able to explain the product or something like that. And I've worked in sales for quite a little bit, so I kind of know my way around it. Sales can be a sketchy business, it really can, especially when there's a commission involved. It promotes a lot of lying, a lot of tricks, a lot of snaky people. But like, if you actually are confident and you use what you're selling and you believe in the value of it, it's going to be 10 times easier to sell it, and you're probably going to make more money. But if you go into it with the idea of, hey, I want a bunch of money, you're not going to sell as much as the person who actually enjoys what they're selling and they actually use the product or believe in the idea, all that good stuff. But I say that to say I'm kind of just burning time in between the next rest interval. So let's get right into it. All right, that is done. So now we're gonna get some high to low fly, a little bit of lower chest, and that'll kind of be it for the chest portion. And we'll get a little bit of biceps in as well. Tomorrow we'll be back in triceps. We'll try to kind of get a little bit more food than usual. I guess today is just kind of a nutrition thing. Didn't eat as much as I used to. No big deal. But maybe we just need to deload in general because we've been moving some weight, hitting PRs every session. You can't do that every session. It's really hard to recover from that without kind of deloading a little bit. I guess in theory, if you had the most optimal workout plan, you'd be able to, but nothing is going to be 100% optimal 100% of the time. So I'm okay with taking a deload here and there. And the cable flies are done. Now I need some cable curls. We'll do 2 bicep exercises, do 2 or 3 working sets with them. We'll do a physique check and then that's it for the workout. Not the greatest workout, a little bit bummed out about it, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll just raise our food a little bit. Man, I don't know. I don't know how we will be happy whenever we're in a consistent schedule, not having to worry about the traveling, not having to worry about all that. I mean, I can make a little bit more progress. I mean, we're still making good progress, still putting on good strength. It's just not as consistent as I would like my life to be. I like doing the same thing every single day, because that's where I make. Very vascular at the moment. It's the gorilla mode. Ugh. Please use my code. All right, last video, one of the last videos, we used this for triceps, but they also have like one for like a kind of preacher curl thing. But huge fan of like hammer strength pin loaded machines. They're kind of few and far between, but huge fan of them. They're like hammer strength, but it's just a better resistance profile. Anyway though, gonna do 2 working sets here. We're just gonna do 2 bicep exercises. Sometimes it's really all that you need. Biceps are an incredibly simple muscle to train, so don't really need to overcomplicate it by adding in 4 movements. You just kind of just need. Gotta find the working weight. The good thing is we already have a good bit of blood in the area, so it shouldn't take too long to do it. We might not have lifted as much weight as usual today, but we'll see how we look. All right, that is it for the workout. I'm gonna sound like a broken record for these next couple of years, I guess, for as however long I get to keep this Gorilla Mind code. But this workout, we use Gorilla Mind. Gorilla Mind, huge fan of the product. My code is right there. Their Black Friday sale is going on. It's their biggest sale of the year, and it's really good. So don't be a sellout. Wait for the good brands, because it's going to be that much easier and more enjoyable to promote. But once again, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.